Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat.
Magandang umaga po.
Good morning to all our guests, colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Magandang umaga po. Nandito po tayo sa 2021 National Women's Month Celebration with the theme Juana Laban sa Pandemya, Aya. First, let me recognize Your Excellencies of the Diplomatic Corps. First, Her Excellency Capaya Rodriguez Gonzalez, Ambassador of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela for the Philippines. His Excellency Vasim Ruang Pratip Sain, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Thailand to the Philippines. His Excellency Songkhen Luang Muninton, Ambassador of Lao People's Democratic Republic. Ambassador, His Excellency Asad Alam Siam, Ambassador of the People's Republic of Bangladesh to the Philippines. His Excellency Yu Luin O, Ambassador of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar to the Philippines. His Excellency Len Chanvirak, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Cambodia to the Philippines. Ms. Saima Rasaki, First Secretary, Embassy of Bangladesh. The Deputy Chief of Mission, Embassy of Spain, Ms. Amaya Puentes Milani. And our good friend from Malaysia, Deputy of Chief of Mission. Please forgive me for not being able to again recognize everyone from the diplomatic corps, although I have mentioned a good number of them. Can we give them a big round of applause? To the officials of the Department of Agriculture, colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen, this is a happy National Women's Month. My congratulations to the Gender and Development Focal Point System of the Department of Agriculture, headed by Undersecretary Evelyn G. Labinia. Pwede bang palakpakan po natin? And the Gender Equality and Social Inclusion Office, headed by Director Andre Rivera. Palakpakan po natin for today's vibrant recognition of women's contribution to the agriculture sector. My greetings as well to all the women power in the OneDA family who are leaders, technical experts, program managers, and reliable support systems. While our Filipinas have secured flourishing careers in various sectors, clinching top and senior roles in various companies and organizations here and across the globe, the involvement of Pinays in agri-fishery is relatively and dismally low by regional and global standards. But if you compare the Philippines with other countries that are yet to start or are starting being institutionalizing programs of women in development, we are way ahead of them. For example, I've been in many organizations here and there in the Philippines and abroad. And yet, you can see in most of the offices here in the Philippines, almost 60 to 70% are women in every department. I was in Picard Los Baños, 70% are women. Even here at the Department of Agriculture, it's more than 60% women. So that's how we give importance to the very contributions of women for development. They are stalwarts in their own respect. So we at the Department of Agriculture recognize the systemic issues that discourage women's participation in the farm and in agribusiness. Some women are deprived of access to farm inputs, credit, market know-how, and land ownership. At the center of this problem is the outdated but prevailing perception in various communities that women's primordial duties are bound at home and in childcare. That's no longer today the situation. Yet the contributions of women to agriculture are dominant and invaluable. Women, so to speak, feed the world. They produce 60 to 70% of food, feeding the rest of the citizens of the world. They are custodians of knowledge on the best crop varieties and farming practices. They combine childcare with the activities that get agricultural produce from our farms to our forks, such as vending in trading posts. It is regrettable that women who in our history have liberated the people, driven economic prosperity, and ushered scientific breakthroughs are not being maximized in advancing the critical mission of food security. The wage disparity between men and women in agriculture remains glaring. The DA's current gender-inclusive policy overturns the outdated under-recognition of women's roles in agriculture. Let us acknowledge that the Philippine economy, as with our agriculture sector, is predominantly female. I call on the passion of God and GAC offices to continue influencing other relevant agents in society on the need to capacitate women not just as participants in enhancing gains for the agri-fishery sector, but as leaders. Because in our 4 decades of work in agriculture and governance, I can attest to the fact that more women have outperformed men in terms of skills, strategic thinking, dedication, and consistency in their attitudes toward a goal. Maybe you can see my various designations to key posts in the Department of Agriculture. More women have been given higher responsibility or new responsibility so that they can be a part in enhancing the transformation of Philippine agriculture. We need more women leading the operations in more areas in the food value chain if we want to hasten our food security goals. Again, to emphasize that there are 4 major objectives or strategies of which we can transform Philippine agriculture, and that women will be very critical and significant in enhancing Philippine agriculture transformation. What are these 4 major key strategies? Consolidation of farms, backed up by modern technologies, innovations, backed up by credit support systems, backed up by partnership with local government units and the like. The second is on modernization of agriculture. We need to use the best of technologies today so that we can leapfrog and be competitive with the rest of the world. We have to learn lessons from our ASEAN member economies in terms of, enhancing their agriculture by tapping precision agriculture, digital agriculture, resilient agriculture. The third one is industrialization. This is now the time to make it possible that agriculture has to be treated via agribusiness approach. And we have set up the motion in terms of setting up more agri-industrial business corridors so that food processing institutions will sprout and see to it that we not only serve the food requirements of this country, but also look at the global market. And the last of these major strategies is on professionalization of the service. We have to put in place a career system for every DA official with various bureaus, corporations, the regional field offices. We need to train more people that can lead in terms of agri-industrialization. Agribusiness managers are necessary this time around and in the future. We need to sustain our efforts in ease of doing business and even have transparency in our procurement system. So let me highlight one of the most recent efforts that fulfill this goal of this paradigm shift, considering the significant engagement of women. And this is the initiative of the Agricultural Credit Policy Council's credit program called AgriPinay, which offers women greater access to credit for agribusiness undertakings. We also have ongoing efforts to position the first ever Agro-industrial Business Corridor in Clark as the first gender and socially inclusive seed technology park. I'm sure that the successes of God and JC offices are but the beginning. Our National Women's Month celebration theme, Juana Laban sa Pandemya, magnifies women's role in building an industrialized and globally competitive agriculture to fuel our economic recovery from the ongoing pandemic. Let me again take this opportunity to highlight more than ever, we have had this pandemic starting last year and will continue and is continuing, which means we need to encourage and advocate every Filipino to get engaged in food production. It is incumbent on every citizen of this country to produce your own food or see to it that we are food secure. And the plant program of the Department of Agriculture will continue to be our guiding umbrella program to make it possible that every Filipino will not go hungry, that every Filipino will be food secure so that we can be able to fight and end this problem of COVID-19 pandemic. Sana'y sa pagdiriwang natin ito, mapalawak natin ang unawa na ang kababayan ay kasangga tungo sa pagbabago, sa pandemya man at sa mga susunod na kabanata pagkatapos nitong kalbaryo. Naway magkaroon tayo ng pagdiriwang na magtutungo sa konkretong pagbabago para sa pantay na oportunidad sa bawat magsasaka, mangingisda at agripreneur na Pilipino. Again, let us fight this COVID-19 pandemic by producing enough food, not only enough food but nutritious and affordable food. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay ang kababaihang magsasaka, mangingisda, empleyado, dalubhasa at negosyante. God bless us all.
Thank you, Secretary, for the very sober reality check of the role of women in the agriculture sector, and of course, the solutions that PA is proposing to uplift the woman power of the sector. For gender equality and social inclusion, she is also the Vice Chairperson of the Department of Agriculture, Gender and Development Focal Point System.
Palakpakan po natin.
Magandang umaga po! Good morning to our friends from the Diplomatic Corps, to our Honorable Secretary William Dar. Good morning, sir. Good morning to our DA officials at sa lahat ng mga kasama natin na bumubuo ng kagawaran ng agrikultura. Happy 2021 National Women's Month. This program will not be made possible if not for the support of the Office of the Secretary and the support of all the employees and staff and officers of the Department of Agriculture.
For this year's National Women's Month celebration with the theme Juana Laban sa Pandemya, Kaya. May we invite the VIPs to join our dear Secretary for the ribbon cutting and ceremonial opening of the exhibit for the National Women's Month celebration. Okay, let's give a big warm applause to our VIPs and our dear Secretary. Okay, we will now have the viewing of the exhibit. We have here in the exhibit the mannequins, dresses, clothes with pure cotton, hand-woven by the women of Pinili, Ilocos, trained by the Gawan Manilikan ng Bayan, considered a national treasure, Magdalena Camayo, and designed by a renowned Filipino designer, Ulysses King. We also have here in the exhibit by the Tibuli, indigenous people from South Cotabato. They were trained by Lan Tulay, a celebrated Gawan Manilikan ng Bayan. And as you can see in tables 1 and 3, we have Mabaysay Bag, our right term, meaning beautiful, made by Eva Marie Arts and Craft, Handicraft awardee for revolutionizing the use of mats from being used for sleeping to a wide variety of Mabaysay mat products. We have also Inabol bag, hand-woven products of Iyangan Givers Association or Kiwa. Kiwa's main advocacy is Ifugao heritage conservation. And in the shelves, we can see parongs and bags made of abaka and puntal from Antique and Bulacan women cooperatives. We also have various food products from all over the Philippines. And you can also see in the shelves, Vino Arsan wine. They are internationally recognized and made of local fruits, 100% Filipino-made wine. Vino Arsan sourced all its ingredients from local farmers. The owners, spouses Art and Susan Bularte, are advocates for supporting local businesses and local products. The wife or the VIPs, together with our dignitaries, secretaries, assistant secretaries, to proceed to the BSWN Convention Hall for simple refreshments.
Morning, ma'am.
We just have it, okay? It's a different interest. We are under the market.
To check inflationary pressures to protect low-income households, particularly the poor, who are hurt most because high inflation further fritters away the value of their already small income. Further, on the suggestion of hog raisers to raise the price ceiling, we believe it would be a redundant measure given that actual average pork and chicken prices are higher than the ceiling imposed by EU on pork. Also, it is not far-fetched that if the price ceiling is raised to a new level, industry players will hike their prices once again, emboldened by the knowledge that they are capable of pressuring the government to change its mind. In the meantime, consumers will be fretting that the government is not really serious in protecting their interests. Though the price ceiling may not ensure full compliance of the traders, it is still an effective deterrent against unscrupulous trading activities. Let me repeat, Though the price ceiling may not ensure full compliance of the traders, it is still an effective deterrent against unscrupulous trading activities. EO 124 will lapse on April 8, barely a month from now. By maintaining it, the government will send a strong signal to Filipino consumers who are now suffering from lower incomes due to the adverse impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on our economy, that it does care about their welfare. Hog producers, wholesalers, and retailers are no less expected to do their share in helping the country's economic recovery effort. We will continue to dialogue with the stakeholders of the hog industry and the poultry industry, and that interaction, those dialogues will really be pursued in the whole effort for EU 124 to succeed, and in due time we will listen intently if there are suggestions by the end of the implementation of EU 124. The latest report indicates that the total hog delivery from various regions to Metro Manila from February 8 to March 7, 2021 has reached 127,868 heads and 823,673 kilograms of carcass for an average of 4,567 heads and 28,417 kilograms of carcass daily. This surpassed Metro Manila's average daily requirement of 4,000 heads. The number of hogs transported to Metro Manila has been stable through time, with the highest points reached every Wednesday of the week. This is credited to the deliveries from distant regions. Of course, most of the mobilized hogs are coming from Calabarzon. Second is from Western Visayas. Third is Mimaropa, fourth is of Sargent. So, again, let me request everyone to really observe the price cap. Thank you and good day.
Thank you.
We have put up a task force on supply market link so that those who are not getting carcass supply will be properly assisted by this task force of the Department of Agriculture. So we are also giving those who are organized market vendors in every city, every wet market will be given a loan, zero interest, 5 million pesos per association. So yan po ang tulong ng kagawaran ng pagsasakadalawa. We will link them to supply of carcass and assisting them in their loan requirements for them to really exist.
So, sa mga po napapatupad ng pricing, dahil po marami nakita natin ng buying at saka nakita na po ba natin yung mga nagdadivert na ng house sa ibang produce?
Yung nagdadivert, mga open lang yun, but that has been mitigated already. Yung observance of price ceiling ay sinabi ko kanina, hindi man 100%, pero is already almost there. Okay.
Sorry, nasa po yung nakatuwa po na NPA na nasa pangangkin po sila ng house. So, yung nasabi niyo po sa klara ng NPA na nasa pangangkin po sila ng house.
Ongoing yung adjudication process. Alam niyo, enforcement is following a due process as well.
Thank you. Chairman.
Sir, safe to say ngayon po ba may nagpapagay na pala ng presyo o tingin niyo po kawalan?
Okay, ulit pa tayo na ito.
Sorry, sir.
as much as we could. Lahat yung dumadaan sa regional field offices namin. And properly, we monitor as to where these are slaughtered. And from there, we are also monitoring where they are being marketed. So, others naman ay meron pa rin kunting problema, but overall, minimum.
Sir, last question sa akin. Medal and confirm sa CBRM yung sa foreign tariff. Are you hopeful, sir, na mapirmahan po ito ng President?
Always hopeful that the magnifies and the lowering tariff will be signed by the President.
Same proposal, 6 months, or 3 years, 9 months?
Yung sa tariff, I think the first 90 days is much lower tariff. Then after 90 days, there is a second set of tariffs.
How many countries is supplying?
Well, this is the very essence of the first 90 days, is to bring more, calibrate yung importation ng baboy. You don't need to bring them at once, but over the next 1 year, you need to calibrate so that the arrivals much more itong first 90 days, ito yung talagang pupunuan natin the market. We will have more than enough pork.
Okay, last question.
Sir, sorry, hindi ko support, pero panawagan po ng pamalahay na pag-ibig mo ng price sa cycle. Are you studying?
Sa Galunggong naman, we are looking at now as the open season. So we have just mobilized more from areas, from provinces na may surplus. At marami, galing ako sa Lipulo, daming Galunggong at mura. So that's what we will do. Mobilize more Galunggong from the provinces. And mayroon pa rin dumadating na imported Galunggong based on the last CNI of 30,000 metric tons. So meron pa, and that will hopefully again give us enough supply. There is so much space supply, bangus, tilapia, and others. But I don't know why Galunggong is prepared.
Okay, thank you.